or her goals. But that responsibility comes with its own challenges.
When that time of the month comes, it's never easy, but I must be ready.
Ukunkala kwangu pano padera, nosebenzera bana. Masiku yanangu, yomvwika bwino. Lomba yakini, umvwika lini bwino.
They say you look after wealth, but knowledge looks after you.
In all my years as a wife and as a mother,
something always had my back in painful times.
For fevers, headaches, muscle aches, and backaches, the recommendation is
Panadol.
Panadol. Pharmanova, saving lives since 1980.
What is greatness? For Ruth, greatness is Barbara Banda. But to be great, one must fight and not let anything get in the way, so that tomorrow we become great.
For her to be like Barbara Banda tomorrow, I make sure I protect her today.
Trust Hygienix to protect your everyday. Hygienix. Protection today, greatness tomorrow.
In order to give road users easy access to insurance and road tax, Madison General Insurance Company Limited and RATSA have introduced QR code certificates. This means you can print road tax and insurance on standard white A4 paper. But how do you make sure your certificates are valid? Easy! Here's how. Only buy from authorized sales representatives, accredited insurance brokers, or directly from our offices. Buy insurance and road tax online from online.madison.co.zm. Scan your certificates using a QR code scanner, which can be downloaded from the Google Play Store or the App Store.
Call 4848. MGen, it's worth it.
Your entertainment is always on with DSTV Stream. Anywhere, it's on. Thrilling sports action, captivating novellas, authentic local series, playtime for kids, unmissable reality, and much more. It's all on with DSTV Stream. Plus, it's already included in your subscription. And all you have to do is download the app and get your stream on. Anywhere.
Go Bono. Kumuya mukama yeye, whether ni mayadi, olokombo ni bako, kota mandobo never tired. Ngani bono yeba sheta, bono manone sipango no buno.
Well, it's a beautiful Friday, the 13th of February in the year 2026. Thank you so much for creating the time to be a part of tonight's edition of Diamond Live. It feels, when people say that when a Friday falls on the 13th, it feels some kind of way because it's known that every 13th of every Friday, something bad gets to happen, but I hope nothing bad will happen. But thank you so much for being a part of tonight's edition of Diamond Live. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day, and a very big day for those that are in love, like some of us, and some of you that are married. And obviously, it's a day to spend time with your wife and family. But we come to your screens every Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. What we do is nothing but give you the day's biggest news stories. I'm your host. My name is Andrew Mwansa. Now, with the 2026 general elections less than 6 months away, Zambia's political landscape is intensifying and all eyes are on the opposition. Now, after years of the dominance by the United Party for National Development, critics and analysts alike are asking a critical question. Does the opposition have a clear, compelling message heading into the polls, and can it genuinely threaten the UPND's hold on to power? As the campaign season is about to start, opposition political parties are scrambling to define their identity, unite fractured factions, and present a coherent alternative to voters. But with limited visibility, internal divisions, and contrasting policy reforms, many observers remain skeptical about whether the opposition can shift public opinion in a meaningful way. This moment represents a crucial test not just for strategy and messaging, but of Zambia's democracy and citizens, weigh whether the opposition offers a credible path forward or whether the UPND will retain its electoral advantage. This is what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be speaking to the new Focus Party. What alternative do they have to the UPND? What alternative do they have to free education? What alternative do they have to increase CDF? What alternative do they have to things that the New Dawn government has done? These are the questions we're going to be asking on tonight's edition of Diamond Live. But like always, we start the show with Today in a Snap. Republican President Hakainde Hichilema has arrived in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, for the 39th African Union Summit of Heads of State and Government, which officially opens on 14th February 2026, just tomorrow, at the AU headquarters and runs until 15th February 2026. Held under the 2026 AU theme of the year, assuring sustainable water availability and safe sanitation systems to achieve the goals of Agenda 2063. The summit places water security and sanitation at the center of Africa's long-term development agenda. The focus speaks directly to the continent's commitment to inclusive growth under the African Union's Agenda 2063 framework. Obviously, we did see the president getting accompanied by Minister responsible for Foreign Affairs. That's him in the picture, Honorable Haimbe, and Honorable Collins Nzovu, who is Minister responsible for water and sanitation. For those that could have missed his arrival, let's quickly look at this. Yeah. So that's President Hakainde Hichilema, obviously greeting the entourage that have joined him in Ethiopia today, and obviously is expected to be back in the country not later than the 15th of February. We know, that President Hakainde Hichilema has remained consistent with the fact that if it is a 5-day summit, if he speaks on his day, he leaves immediately. And we saw this in South Africa at the Investing in Africa mine in Indaba. So we hope to get a great conversation out of Ethiopia, Addis Ababa. Out of Livingstone, the Director of Public Prosecutions, Gilbert Peary, and the Anti-Corruption Commission have indicated their intention to appeal against the acquittal of Livingstone Mayor Constance Mlebai on corruption charges. A week ago, the lower court acquitted Ms. Mlebai for soliciting 120,000 kwacha and corruptly obtaining 180,000 kwacha cash gratification from Mark Garbites as an inducement to facilitate a 100% remission of property rates owed by the Zamnuka Farm Limited to the Livingstone City Council, which had accumulated to over 388,000 kwacha due to lack of collaborative evidence. The appellants have raised 6 grounds of appeal. Among them is that the court erred in law by failing to apply the provisions of Section 72, Part 2 of the Anti-Corruption Act No. 3 of 2012 when it acquitted the accused, despite there being a prima facie evidence of the commission of an offence under Section 20, Part 1. We did see earlier on also that the Transparency International Zambia getting to give their position over this issue, stating that advising obviously the Anti-Corruption Commission to appeal this particular case. Back to Lusaka, the Anti-Corruption Commission says properties belonging to former Lusaka Province Minister Honorable Boman Lusambo remain forfeited to the state, despite the Commission discontinuing forfeiture application before the Lusaka High Court's Economic and Financial Crimes Court. The properties in question, located in Lusaka's Chamba Valley, include a single-story 4-bedroom house, a guest wing, and incomplete block of 6 flats. In a statement, SCC Acting Head of Communications, Lufia Chisanga, has explained that the properties had already been forfeited to the state by the Economic and Financial Crimes Court at the Lusaka Magistrate Court. Ms. Chisanga says in September 2025, the court convicted and sentenced Mr. Lusambo to 3 years imprisonment with hard labor. In December, we did see that the same court ordered that Mr. Lusambo's properties be forfeited to the state pursuant to Section 10 of the Forfeiture of Process of Crime Act No. 19 of 2010. She has further explained that while the criminal matter was ongoing, the ACC had initiated non-conviction-based forfeiture proceedings in the High Court under Section 31 of the same court. Well, it appears the bulldozer is still in court until further notice. But obviously, when this came out without clarification from the ACC, many began to have thoughts that probably there's a deal that has been struck with Boman Lusambo and whoever. But ACC today getting to clarify that the properties belonging to the bulldozer still remain forfeited to the state. And lastly, in Today in a Snap, the National Prosecutions Authority has made public additional forfeited properties that once belonged to former President Edgar Lungu's son, Daliso Lungu. In an interview, NPA Public Relations Manager Vivian Nsingo says the forfeiture is a clear example of what can be achieved through interagency coordination and cooperation framework, which is chaired by the Leonard Director of Public Prosecution, Gilbert Piri. She says the framework brings together law enforcement and regulatory institutions such as the Zambia Revenue Authority, the Road Transport and Safety Agency, and the Patents and Companies Registration Agency. Ms. Nsingo says the institution worked closely throughout the investigations, each playing its part to ensure the matter was thoroughly pursued. The law enforcement agencies that investigated this case was the Zambia Police Service, studied some of the properties belonging to Daliso Lungu, and obviously we've been giving you live pictures of some of the properties that Mr. Lungu Mr. Lungu had, and now they've been forfeited to the state because he failed to prove beyond reasonable doubt on how he acquired his properties. Mr. Lungu becomes part of the Lungu family that have been had their properties been forfeited. One of them was Chiesa Lungu, who is a lawyer. Another is Cecilia Lungu, whose case is still active before the law enforcement agencies. But also we've seen that Madam Esther Lungu, the former First Lady, is also being investigated over some flats, and the investigations are still ongoing. The evidence that the Lungu family have been providing before the courts is that these properties were gifted by their father, former Republican President Edgar Lungu, who still remains unburied. We're going to take a break. When we're back, we speak with our guests. We're going to be joined in by the new Focus Party. We ask the questions: what alternative does the new Focus Party have to the UPND's programs?
This is a people's game. They will be bubbling about this one for weeks and months to come.
Wherever you are, whatever your reason, it's on SuperSport all season long. Reconnect to DSTV Compact and GoTV Super Plus today and get the best football on us.
Meet Lucy, a dedicated professional. Her days are filled with meetings and deadlines, but there is one thing on her mind: getting motor insurance for her brand new car.
But I need to get my insurance done though.
As Lucy begins her car journey, excitement fills the air. But she knows there is something crucial missing: safety and protection. The fear of being pulled over by traffic police looms over Lucy. She dreads the complicated and time-consuming process of getting insurance. Will she find a solution? Enters MGen on my WhatsApp. Just a chat away, this service transforms the way you buy motor insurance. It's not just efficient, it's also extremely convenient. With MGen on my WhatsApp, Lucy can now focus on what truly matters: her journey, her ambition. Insurance simplified. Text HI to MGen on my WhatsApp to easily buy, renew, or validate your insurance. When it's worth it, it's worth talking about.
Pascal's showing his boss the efficient new technology they've installed. She is pleased, but now she's asking, why is that still there? Pascal explains that the wells can store many, many messages. The boss is not so pleased anymore. If you haven't upgraded your contact center yet, it's time to get business done better with MTN Business.
From Turtle Industries, it is the touch of Turtle tiles and bricks that brings life, uniqueness, quality, and durability to the different spaces of your environment. We manufacture, deliver, and install quality curbs, paving bricks, paving tiles, concrete tiles, swimming pool copings, and spoon drains. Choose your styles, colors, sizes, shapes, and patterns, just the way your desired branding and outlook should be. Our products are well tested for durability in domestic and commercial environments. Call us on 0211-286064 or WhatsApp 09755-79558. Email info@uniturtle.com. Visit the website on www.uniturtle.com. Turtle Tiles and Bricks, paving the nation. By Turtle Industries.
Serve goals, thrills, and high fives alongside your fries with DSTV for Business, and turn your pub, club, or restaurant into the ultimate entertainment hub with world-class live sport, breaking news, music, and so much more. Plus, with ExtraView, you can also show multiple live events at the same time. Our DSTV Play packages are tailored to meet your needs and budget. Contact us today to serve up the ultimate entertainment experience with DSTV for Business.
Does the opposition have a clear alternative message for the people of Zambia, and do they present or pose a threat ahead of the elections? Do they pose a threat to the UPND ahead of the elections in August? New Focus Party is joining me on tonight's edition of Diamond Live. And remember that you can be a part of the program by calling us on the numbers that are on the screen, but also later on, be able to read some of the messages that you're sending for us on our Facebook page at Diamond TV Online. My guest tonight, Nicholas Kumbukani Banda. He is a New Focus Vice President, as well as Honorable Richard Siamunene. He is New Focus Party President. Mr. President and the Vice President, thank you so much for joining us on tonight's edition of Diamond Live.
Thank you very much for inviting us, and good evening, viewers.
Let's quickly get into it. The New Focus, party. What exactly is the focus of this party?
Thank you very much. You see, this is Zambia, and looking at what we have been focusing on as a country, after doing our research, we found out that it's not that Zambia was made to be where we are now economically. There must be a missing link. And this is a missing link that we have identified as New Focus Party. Hence the creation of New Focus Party, specifically to fill in the gap and see that Zambia develops.
Which link is this?
After doing the research, we have found out that throughout the years, for many decades, the Zambian people, they have not been involved in the economic affairs of their country. So many people who are controlling our economy are those that are coming from outside. And we thought that let us create something that will involve all Zambian people. New Focus believes that every Zambian child is born with something that was given by the Creator. There is something that you know better than any other person in this world. There is something that I know, and everyone else is endowed with that particular thing. And have we been given an opportunity by our leaders to express that which each one of us had? The answer is no. Therefore, we thought that let us create an avenue where every Zambian will be able to express themselves. Then we went further. We did a research on our Bill of Rights, because that's the foundation of our laws.
But before we can get to step by step to what you've identified as gaps that are missing, I'm very much interested in the first gap that you've identified, that Zambians have been left out. They're not involved in the economic affairs of this country. Paint a picture to us how this is so.
Look at, I'll just give you an example of our structure of our mining rights and the policy on mining. Okay? This is a seed capital for this country. And this is the sector that can make millionaires, Zambian millionaires. And who are made millionaires are those people who are coming outside the country. Why can't we structure a policy whereby the mining rights are given to the Zambian first? Okay? These are our rights. Land and minerals. These are our rights as Zambian. This is our right to own them. We are here because God gave us this land.
Does the law that we have currently in our country stop anyone from, any Zambian, from owning a mine?
No, it is not explicitly. Okay? The law is that you are subjected like any other person who is coming from somewhere. Okay? The law must be able to favor the Zambians because they are the owners in the first place. We are the owners. We own this land called Zambia. Every Zambian is a stakeholder. And that is our capital. That's our capital. So if, for example, as New Focus policy is that every village, every chiefdom is entitled to that land. and let's give them first the rights. They are the owners. So we are combining mining and land. We don't want to go on with the colonial system of a land policy and mineral right policy, whereby you own the land and you don't own the mineral. You know that is a colonial thinking, because they wanted to get all those minerals, because minerals and oils have more value than the topsoil. So
our law states that the land is vested in the name of the president. The minerals, are vested in the name of the president. And
there is a mismatch here. There is a president again, and also the president. Meanwhile, you own you as a title holder, you own in the topsoil. And then the mineral rights and everything belongs to the president. This is where the problem has come from.
So what is the switch that you're talking about? What change in law do you propose as New Focus Party?
We propose that if you, as a chiefdom, you own that land, you also own the minerals that are contained in that land. Because minerals and land, it's of the topsoil. It's part of land. It's all land. So why should you only own the top, then you don't own the minerals?
You don't think that's recipe for confusion? If
in which way?
We change the law that you could own land, but what is beneath it, you don't own it. It's the minerals are in the name of the president.
This is a problem whereby when they apply there at the cadastral office, they will give the mining rights to somebody who is coming from outside who have more money than yourself. You understand? You as a Zambian, you are disadvantaged. And who gets that money? Maybe it's a politician or somebody who has more influence. This is where we have been made to be poor.
So if let's say we change the law, that once you own land, you also own what is beneath it. And I discover that in my house in Chamba Valley, there's gold there. So I can begin mining that gold.
Yes, you can go into partnership. We go into partnership. If you as a Zambian have gone into partnership, we as Zambian have gone into partnership as well.
Gone into partnership with who?
Huh?
Gone into partnership with who? If I discovered gold,
yes. If you have all the equipment, all the technical know-how, and you have all the money, the capital, you have to go and start mining in that order.
Without being registered? I can just
you register. It will be recorded that you have discovered the oil or this kind of mineral. Okay? You can register that. And then you get the rights. You get the right to mine now.
Mr. Banda, what is wrong with the current mining regime policy of the UPND that you feel so much hasn't worked for Zambia and you want to change?
Thank you so much, moderator and the presenter. Yes, the mining policy, in our search or research, or in our research, we see the policy disadvantaging the owners of the minerals, because it gives the right more to people that are coming from outside this country. The citizens almost have got no say. Well, apart from government, and if government policies are not directed to actually favor a Zambian in the policy that we put in the mines, then we have a problem. Zambians, we just watch. Now look at this. We have plenty of minerals in Zambia. At the moment, because we have the government has done the mapping, geographical survey. We have actually come to know as Zambians now, as the owners of the land, that almost everywhere in the country, in every province, almost in every district, there are minerals. Why should this country be poor? What is it that we are doing wrong? Because minerals means riches for this country. But we are poor.
And
are we not?
And according to you, the reason why we're poor is because we're giving minerals to the outsiders?
Yes. And it's because the Zambian people are not participating. If our laws, do not protect a Zambian, do not favor a Zambian to actually do an equal share in the proceeds that are coming from the mines. Currently, what are we doing? Currently, we have given mining rights to outsiders, and we don't even account. If I asked a layman or even a person who lives closer to the mine, for example, how much are we benefiting as Zambians from the mine that is in front of your house? Not even a single person will be able to tell. Who is government? Government are people. Are we sure that we have protected them through this raw material, through this very important valued material of Zambia? If you check, you find the same. In fact, the worst is that currently we don't even have policies that protect even the neighbors, the people that are in the inhabitants of the region of the mines, for example, where the mines are sitting.
Does our law prevent any Zambian from owning a mine?
It does not prevent, but it does not spell out correctly or in equal terms how much. Always, if a Zambian, because as Zambia, we have not created the capacity to ourselves. So in most cases, we are actually a disadvantaged owner of the material, of the minerals that we are talking about. What is the role of government in the economics of a country? The role of government is to ensure that what belongs to the citizens are benefiting from it. Look at what is going on at the moment. Companies have come in. We have brought in companies that are mining. If anything, there is a talk of 20% or talk about the percentage of Zambians if they partner. And from partnering, we are always disadvantaged because financially, a Zambian is lower, is poor. He does not match with the other countries that have good wealth, that have come or that come with the capital in the country. We don't even have equipment in our own country. How long have we been mining? And why do we continue? We have not learned until now, 60 years or even beyond. We have not learned that this commodity that we have in the country has not been benefiting a country. Look at how much the mining itself is keeping our infrastructure poor. Talk about the road network. This time, the Great North Road, for example, which cut across the country, picking minerals, taking it outside. Why should we have difficulties with an infrastructure like the road, so important, transporting our minerals, to build it? Trucks that are carrying minerals are just leaving some drainages on our road. Small cars cannot even drive. This means that moderator. This means that as Zambia, we need to rethink. In fact, outside the country, some time back, I was privileged to have attended some international economic conference. Where as Zambians attending that, we felt so ashamed. A foreign presenter telling us, apparently I was serving that time in government as a deputy minister. You know, he spoke to us in a manner that all of us who came from Zambia were ashamed. This national presenter, he was actually indicating to us as if he himself is a Zambian living on the copper belt, which is our mother host of the minerals that we are talking about. He says, you Zambians, you have allowed foreigners to dig copper in your country, and you don't benefit. Your laws are so poor. Your policies are so poor. You load heavy trucks passing on your road, the central road, leaving drainages, and you are not getting anything. And jokingly he said, and if I say that, maybe, because I won't mention which country, he said, And that country which is digging copper in your country has just blindfolded you by giving you a makeshift stadium, which cannot last even for 10 years. So, can you imagine?
You were in government. What did you do about that? In fact, both of you in government. What?
We were in government. In government, participation in government at different levels have got a level that you can contribute, but you can't force the cabinet to take your idea. What did we do when we were in government? For us, for me speaking, and I believe my president too, what we did was to learn. It was an advantage that we went through that process, because what we are talking about are things that definitely, if I had the opportunity to change the thinking or to influence the thinking to the level of changing the policy to what I'm thinking now, which I know I have knowledge about what I'm talking about. That was the advantage that I got from that experience, because I can speak about these things and having the opportunity like I do.
So the PF government rejected, the government that you served in rejected the ideas that you brought on the table?
If I said they rejected, it may be too much to accuse the process. The process in government is such that you can contribute. You can contribute. You can put up your point. It's up to the entire team either to get it or not. And so if I said they rejected what I proposed, there were many things that I proposed in government, particularly that I was serving in a different ministry than the mines.
Just hold your thoughts there.
And once an agreement has been reached, you become part of the agreement, even when you are opposing to that idea. So that is how government operates.
Just hold your thought on it. We have a first caller, Mr. Mkosa Collins from within Osaka. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Andrew. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Hope you're well.
The other brother of mine from another mother. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm good.
Thank you.
To answer your question, Mr. Andrew, the question that you have posed to the guests or to us as the citizens, that do the opposition have message? They don't have. That's why if you have been following them as journalists, you have seen that they are just relying on what Edgar Lungu did. Even where Nduvira has gone, he's saying it's a movement of Edgar Lungu. Can you imagine? And if Edgar Lungu, the one they are relying on or they are riding on, is somebody who was rejected by the Zambian people by 1 million votes difference. Look at how they are handling themselves. When you talk about Nduvira, the only thing we remember Nduvira when he was a Northern Province minister is when he told the cadres to say, don't allow UPND to come here to mobilize. When he was on leader of opposition, all what we remember him is him misleading the new MPs to the extent that some even started insulting their fellow MPs in Parliament. And it has continued. You are seeing how these new MPs they are behaving. It is because some man misled them. He did not provide leadership in that parliament.
Let me guide Mr. Mkosa. Mr. Mkosa, you're talking about Comrade Brian Mundubile, who is not here and obviously can't defend himself. But we have Honorable Richard Siamunene and Honorable Banda, who once served in government, and now they have a political party called the New Focus Party. So far, do you think they have a clear message for the Zambians?
Leadership, people when they are talking about providing leadership, it starts with themselves. What have they done to themselves when it comes to leadership? You cannot just be claiming to say, I want to be president, when you have not done anything for yourself that people can point at. It is very difficult. When you hear this, when Siamunene and others, the way they are jumping from one political party to others, it just shows you and confirms to say they don't have any direction. They are just hungry they are just hungry they just want power.
All right, thank you
even
so
when
much.
they don't know what to do.
Yeah, thank you so much, Gilbert Mukosa, would you like to respond to...
No, we don't want to respond to him because it's outside what we are discussing here. Here we are discussing issues. Do we have an alternative? That is what we are discussing here. We are saying there is a problem. There is a problem in this country. Let's agree that there is a problem. The country itself, the land of Zambia, is very rich. Yet, its people are poor. Why is this mismatch? We Zambians, we must be honest. Sometimes we sit down and say, what are we doing? Rather than arguing politically. Here is a problem here. The land is rich. Then in the next door neighbor there, if you go to Solwezi, you go to where? There is a poor boy there who doesn't have shoes, who doesn't have what. But yet, the mining giants or everywhere, they are producing enough. Sometimes their income is more than the income of the nation. Why should it be that? There is a problem.
Is this when we seen this problem as a country? Because nearly every president would say that. President Chiluba said we are a very rich country, yet with poor people. President Rupia Banda said the same thing. President Sata said the same thing. President Hakainde Hichilema said the same thing. And so probably this is not something new to the Zambian people. But also I'd like to find out, fundamentally, why do you think we have failed to get the most out of our precious minerals that lie beneath us?
I think the issue here is, and this is fundamentally important. You see, you have the mine here. You have the mine here which has a value. The value of this country is in its minerals and other natural resources. It's not the money. For us, we are jumping on to go to the money, not realizing the money is made by the value. So that value that we have as a country is copper. Hey, the money that we are raising from this copper, is it coming back in totality to this country to allow for it to circulate within the ambit of this country so that it can affect other sectors, so that you and the others who want to be entrepreneurs can go to the bank there, because the bank, they have money, they're able to lower their interest rate because that money comes in here. Have you done that? How much money we are raising from copper that we are selling? If this copper is ours, then in truth, this copper is not ours.
Why have we failed as a country? You served in government before. Why did we fail?
That is why we need experience. Okay? When you get into government, when you are in that state where things are not done properly, and you see that these who have come in, they have not changed anything. You remember very well when Mwansa did just a part of it. That windfall tax. What did it create? It strengthened the economy. It strengthened our culture. And then there was liquidity everywhere. There was building, and so that there was more money that came into the country to circulate within our financial sector. That is a decision that we should have enhanced, increased, and say, how do we increase this now from windfall tax to something else which is bigger than that, so that the money comes in. That is the seed money that we have, the money from the mineral. Our minerals. It's a seed capital for this economy. That is what we are saying.
Has been challenging, Honorable Banda, has been challenging you, the opposition, that you must provide alternatives to what he has done and his government. For example, he says, ask the opposition, Mwansa, what alternative they have to free education. What alternative does the new Focus have to free education?
Moderator and presenter, you definitely have quoted the president well, that he challenges us that he has done free education. And we agree with him that the issue of free education is correct in the country, is correct for the citizens. And even as a new Focus, we would even wish to take it even further, because this free education goes up to yes. But we would actually take it even further to the tertiary education.
Where's the money going to come from?
From the mines. We have a lot of money in the mines. If we manage the mines very well, the president was just talking about it, that if we manage the mines correctly, we harvest what is coming out of the mines correctly, then this money is going to affect all other sectors, including education. By the way, New Focus values education very, very well, which you have given an example. And so, yes, That is a step in the right direction to give free education. But what is this free education? If I was to speak about this free education, I would say it is a partially free education.
Just hold your thought there. We have another caller. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening.
Thank you very much. Siamunene, gwasiabuti.
Igawotu wasiabuti undera.
Gabotu babanda muli bwanja kuru.
Tili bwino tata mwasemeza bwanji muli bwanji na banja huko.
Yayi kuno kumunzi tili bwino. I'm speaking from Mulendema Chiefdom in Mumbwa. I'm Senior Headman Jombo Ndugula. First and foremost, I would like to welcome you to the league. Leadership is not child's play. And looking at the topics that are being the topics that are being discussed, especially when you talk about the messages that are coming from the opposition, we are very, very disappointed that the objectivity of the checks and balances that are supposed to be carried out from the opposition side is not there. As a result, what we are hearing are hate messages and, of course, not liking someone. And this is the message that is just there. People are trying to regroup, to remove just an individual, whereby, as a country, how do we benefit from that, as opposition? So we are seeing that the opposition is not ready to take up the mantle, of governing this country. And when you come to mining sector, Mumbwa, there's this discovery of many other metals in the mining sector, like gold, cobalt, emeralds. All this is found in Mumbwa. And the government has brought in new reforms, new policies that now, as village headmen, we have an opportunity to come up with cooperatives and, get licenses like artisan licenses, which are not difficult to get. So this is a thumbs up for UPND with the reforms that are doing to empower Zambians. When you come to bursaries, you come to free education. This is tremendous efforts that we have seen the UPND trying to, to better the Zambian people. So as an opposition, we would want to see you people becoming so objective. Siamunene, you are a leader, but to some extent, I don't know why you are disappointing me. You must come up with a better strategy that will be able to show the Zambians that you are an alternative government. Thank you so much, me, really, as a senior headman.
Thanks so much, Senior Headman, for that contribution. We have another caller, Elias Banda, calling us on the program. Elias Zimba, rather, calling us on the program tonight. Mr. Zimba, good evening. Thank you so much for joining us. Mr. Zimba, good evening. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hello.
Mr. Zimba, good evening. Yes, go ahead, sir. We can hear you.
Hello?
Yes, Mr. Zimba, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Thank you so much. Good evening, Mr. Moderator. Good morning, Good evening, Mr. Siamunene.
Good evening. How are you, Mr. Zimba?
We are so happy to have a new president coming in.
Thank you.
In Zambia to make sure that our political background and the political ground is set for good checks and balances for the goodness of the Zambian people. Now, I want to ask you, our new president who has come in on the line of the president, you have spoken a lot of things that we have listened to, but I'm not so much satisfied with when it comes to the mineral debate that you put on the across on this debate. You have not done it in a way that every Zambian can understand. For me, the way I understand it is like you are talking about, you are bringing the whole issue in the way of like, you are not very comfortable with what the current government is doing when it comes to mineral extractions and mineral policies which are in Zambia. which for me and also other Zambians, we understand. The government, the new Dawn government, what they're doing now, I think it is far much better than what was being, the way the minerals were being, the policy of the minerals was being done in the previous government. I think, Mr. Siamunene, you were in the previous government as a defense minister. You should be the first person to give best checks and balances to the new government. But you are mixing a lot of things. We want you, when you come as the new political party, Mr. or Honorable Siamunene, please tell us what you're going to do for the Zambian people, not attacking the current government, how they're doing, or guide them what they need to do, which you are seeing which is not right. On that radio where you are, a lot of people are hearing, they want to see solutions. If you think there's a problem, what is the solution to that? And also, as a new political party, you are coming in the government. What will you do in the mineral sector, as you have seen it, like it's not being balanced or it's not being handled very well? President Hakainde Hichilema, as the sitting president now, he has done so much that every Zambian is very comfortable and happy, except because of, look, the economy was picked at zero. It's picking up and it's coming where we are, which you as a new president, you're coming in, you are very comfortable even to become a president. You have registered the company, announced it, you are now a president. You are going to pick it up if you, by God's grace, you take it over from President Hakainde Hichilema.
Thank you so much, Mr. Zimba.
What are you going to do better than what you have seen now?
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Zimba, for that loaded question. Would you like to respond to the call?
Yeah. I think let me give an example. Because you see, when you are bringing up a political party, you need to do some kind of research. That's why our education ourselves is, we have education, research, and technology. We have done a research. We said that, okay, Libya, under Muammar Gaddafi, they were able to provide free education from grade 1 up to tertiary level. Okay? Where were they getting the money? It's from their oils. Now, to what extent was the Libyan government have a control over their mineral? It was 100%. They had control. They were able to say, we will sell our oil to this particular company or this state, or this is what. They had the total control, and they were able to control all the revenues coming into the Libyan coffers and be able to now help other sectors. You see, this is the thing. Do we have control over our revenue coming from copper? The answer is no. Let's all agree that we don't have control over, even where it is sold, we don't know. I had a discussion.
You're in government?
Yes, that's why we are giving you these. That's why we are giving you these experiences. We are giving you because you see, for a leader, you must have experiences up and down. Then you have that correction. Then you are able to say, I can change this. Because you see, you are like those who are outside this confinement. Okay? Do they know what is happening here? They don't know. So if you are here, you will know that, okay, this is what needs to be changed. That's why we are coming up with this kind of alternative. And what we are saying is, if other countries are managing, Saudi Arabia is managing, do they have control of their oil? The answer is yes. So let me just add one issue. I had a friend from the Asian country. They said that we are buying 70% of copper from Zambia. But we are not buying from you. We are buying from another country. You understand? Now, how do you trade in case you want to trade with the Saudi government with our copper? You can't do that. That give us your oil, we give you our copper. So we can't do that because it's controlled by an entity. An entity has more control over your own value.
So maybe let's put things into context. Let's say, in August, you form government, all right? You are saying that money to finance free education will come from the mining sector. I don't understand in which year of your government that this will begin to operate. But also, what will happen to the deals that we have, for example, First Quantum, Mopani, and all these big companies that we have, are you going to re-engage them to change whatever contracts we have with them, or perhaps this new framework is for the greenfield mines that we are going to have and the new investors that are going to come in? What will happen to these contracts we have with the investors?
I think there is a need for them to realize, we'll give them the need. Whatever that is in this country, it's for the Zambian people. So let's have a win-win situation. Because we are here to upgrade the lives of the Zambian people. And let them know that this belongs to the Zambian people. And they have to have a share as well, enough to upgrade their lives and to grow this economy. Their role, or the role of all companies that are in Zambia, are there to grow the economy. We will work as an entity, the way your human body functions.
So wait, I can just make it clear. You're going to go to Mopani and tell them that we need to change the contract. Is that what you're saying?
No, what I'm saying is, they are human beings running that, and they are human beings owning that. We will give them the understanding that we need to grow this economy. How do we grow the Zambian economy together so that your revenues do affect other sectors? You remember
what exactly are you?
You remember very well
as a government to these big firms. What exactly? What proposal are you going with them? Do you have a clear proposal that we're going to go with at First Quantum? What are you going to tell them? Is it that we need to get a 70-30 sharing model? What exactly, Mr. President?
We need to have win-win situation.
What is a win-win situation according to you?
We need to have 50% benefit from the profit, and we get 50% benefit from the profit.
That's what President Hakainde has done with Mopani. We have 49% share in Mopani, and 51% for.
How much of the sales that we are making? How much money comes into this country to affect other sectors? Because not only that, we need that money so that it affects other sectors, so that it is within our financial system. How do we make our banks function in a manner that they have liquidity to be able to lend to other sectors? Because it's not only mining. Mining must affect agriculture. And agriculture must affect tourism. Just like that. That's the way economy operates.
You're about to make a point on how we're going to finance our free education. At what point is the free education at tertiary level going to be introduced in the country when you win the elections in August?
Well, we are a party that has done research as a New Focus. Now, New Focus policy change from what it is currently, which we have come in and say certain policies we needed to change in order to benefit the country. It means it come into effect in terms of implementation, in terms of the research that we have done. It come into functioning immediately we take up office, because that's the reason the Zambian people change government. They would like to see the policies that we are now sharing with them. They would like to see the functions that the policies that we put in our manifesto, that they take effect. That's the reason the Zambian people can change government. If we go into government and we are implementing the policies that were done by probably the former government, so to say, it means we are not honest. We needed to implement policies that we have said they work well.
Then you need to take a little bit of some time, because if you're going to realize all these funds, and also in free education, for example, tertiary education, already government is providing loans to students at UNZA and at the Copperbelt University and other universities, and these are revolving funds. For some of us that benefited from a government education, we are paying through our nose. We are paying every month towards our salary. We are paying to the University of the Ministry of Education. Are you going to scrap off this system of people that were educated by government and need to pay back? Or explain to us what system you are introducing.
In government, running government is a pass-on button. Things that have been done well, we maintain them, or even we put them even to a higher level of attention. We continue them. What has been happening? The kind of approach that we have been taking as a country has not been the best. Any government that walks in forgets about the things that the previous government was doing, and this is not correct.
What are some of the programs that the UPND have done that you're going to continue doing?
One of them, I was just confirming that introducing free education to the Zambian people, Zambian children, is good. But we even, on our research, we even go further that there are issues, there are certain issues, policies that we should still add to that free education that should benefit even more. So I'm using even more. It means I'm acknowledging that free education is benefiting people.
CDF, are you going to reduce it? Or are you going to?
CDF. We were members of parliament. CDF is a good thing that we have increased it. But you know, CDF, yes, it's another model that government releases money to projects. If you check, you research correctly, this the issue of CDF, do you realize that a lot of ministries currently have reduced the funding that they used to receive before in terms of projects? Where did that money go? That money has gone to be implemented in the CDF. Is there anything that we can be proud of to say we have reduced the funding of the ministries and we have taken the same money into CDF? You know, we really need to analyze this. It sounds very good that actually money has been implemented through CDF. Yes, but what we are saying is that the budget that we have, it must be increased in terms of the economy of Zambia. And how do we increase it? How do we take it up? It's the issues that we are presenting now. To say the mines, which is the anchor of the Zambia's economy.
So the story of CDF is nothing to write about home.
No, CDF, it's okay, but
because money has been got from central government into. Because the argument is that look, there's nothing that has been done. What government has done is that it's gotten money from central government and decentralized it into.
Yes. What has taken place, moderator?
But what model are you going to come up with that is different?
I agree. As a member of parliament, we agree that the CDF should be increased as it is, should be maintained to be decentralized as it is. But we should also realize that there are capital projects. Now, I'm talking to you, moderator. Which capital projects that are happening now that you can say ministries have done? Capital projects. When I was deputy PS, I monitored capital projects for government. Are you seeing capital projects implemented by ministries that you can speak about other than speaking about CDF? CDF, which has been doing the desks for children. We can talk about the projects that the CDF is doing, yes. What
model are you suggesting that you are going to, bring about? What model? What model, Mr. President?
Yeah, you see, CDF, we are okay with the decentralization, so that money goes to where it matters most, where it is needed most. But you see, that has not been done correctly. We think that if we have to do that, then we have to go up to the ward levels, so that no minister will say, let's buy motor vehicles, okay, through CDF. Now, CDF entails that the people there, right there, they know their needs, and they have suggested the project. So you mean that the constituents that have no police post have asked for that money to be used in the motor vehicle? The answer is no. So the same central government has to impose decision on the CDF. So it renders not correct what you suggested. So what we are saying ourselves, if that is to be effective, let us decentralize it up to the ward level, so that the people there decide what they need in their own wards. If they want to put a hammer mill, they will write they want a hammer mill. If they want a solar driven borehole, they will say that we want irrigation in our community, and they will have that The government's role is to go and monitor whether the implementation has been done correctly and make sure that the fund. So that is the issue. That's what we are saying. If that is a case, then it means that it will be very effective. Because other people, when you go out there, they will ask you, no, as we are being told, CDF, see 1 acre, no 1 acre. See 1 acre per many seven. So these are the things that we have done because again the central government has to impose decisions on the people again. You get that. So these are the things that we need to really interrogate and see whether our policy is working to the advantage of the people.
The UPND government came onto the platform on one campaign message, fixing the economy. This year we're seeing that the macroeconomic indicators are pointing in the right direction. Inflation has been arrested to a single digit, so it's now at 9.4%. We've seen the fuel prices stabilize. We've seen the electricity situation as well stabilize. We've seen the economy this year growing at an average of 5.6% and expected to grow at 6% as of December of 2026. The prices of commodities have reduced, as announced by the Zambia Association of Manufacturers. Minimil, cooking oil, and all these other products are going to reduce. Isn't the government of the UPND achieving their campaign promise? What more will you bring, Honorable Siamunene? Better than inflation at 9.4%, better than the economy at 5.2%, better than stability in the electricity situation, better than how the price of commodities are being reduced?
I will tell you one thing. When you look at the statistics of Mwansa administration, comparative with this one, Mwansa scored. Okay? The exchange rate was at 5 that time, 5 to $1. There was more capital projects being done. So meaning that the country was moving and it was growing at what percent? 10%. So we are saying we should identify what is it that we have not done properly. What is it that we need to do? That's why I go back to say we are not raising enough from our natural resources, especially the minerals that we have. Right now, as we are talking, okay, there are conflicting results. Dubai will say that we bought so much amount of gold from Zambia. Then the Zambia report will report low, meaning that there is a lot of seepages around here.
Do you think the UPND government has failed to govern this country?
No, we are saying we are giving alternative.
Have they failed?
The answer is that that's why we have due focus. We are saying this is what we are proposing to the Zambian people in order for us to grow at a rate that it is desired, at 10% as it was.
If something is not broken, let's not fix it. Is the economy broken that we have to fix it?
Honorable. If we listened to, if we have the opportunity to move in the villages, we are politicians and we move in the villages. Are you aware, presenter? Are you aware that there are families, when this economy is said to be moving very, very well, we have achieved this and that, these figures that we are talking about, are you aware that there are families that are sleeping without eating? Are you aware that there are children that are receiving free education, but they cannot even manage to buy the clothes that they should use to get to school? The economy is not affecting the people that are supposed to be beneficiaries. These figures, these are figures that does not translate into the lives of the people. Ask the Zambians. Let the Zambians respond to these questions. We are here to say we would run it in a different way. And how I would love, moderator, that we would be talking more about what we would do than to dwell on what we are saying, than to dwell on the more on what the UPND is doing.
The UPND is the current government, and you're saying you're coming to the Zambian people and you're telling them we can govern better than the UPND.
Because they are hungry. We need to trickle the resource, the proceeds of what we are talking about, the figures, the gains that we are doing, into the lives of the people.
Have the UPND failed?
I'm in opposition. My work is not to is not to...
Is this a very difficult question to answer? Is it a difficult
when I'm proposing new methods of approach, it means I'm saying that they have not reached the point where I would be satisfied. And where the people would
because
be
the people of Zambia, they are complaining.
They are complaining. Let's pay attention to the people that are supposed to be affected by the process of the economy of this country.
If you care about the Zambian people so much, why then don't you just partner up with the UPND, enter into an alliance with the UPND and solve the problems of the Zambian people together?
You know, in politics, we have what we call manifestos, and approach to development, approach to policies. If I don't agree with any other party, that's the reason that I belong to New Focus. And New Focus, we have done the research and we would like to improve. We think the research that we have done and which we have put in our manifesto are more workable for the benefit of this country economically.
How confident are you that...
Very confident, moderator.
How confident are you that come August, the New Focus Party will be the new government of the day?
Look, like the other approach, like the approach to avert the electricity shortages, we have put up a policy and we have done a research. We took with the Honorable Banda here, we said, okay, let's try to walk along the Kariba, the Zambezi River. And we found a number of tributaries, areas where dams can be constructed to conserve water, so that in the times of lacking drought, we are able to open those dams and fill in the Kariba Dam. So we have done that. Okay? So these are the things that we said that instead of us celebrating the years when we have enough rainfall, you go to Siavonga there. You know that the people who go to Siavonga and Zesco will announce that we are going to open the Kariba Dam so that water goes up to the Indian Ocean. We said this is wrong. What do we do? Let's look at what we can do to avert this. So if you put along those tributaries, each tributary, a dam, a small dam, it will save also for agriculture purposes. Okay, it will save also electricity in the times when you have drought. Okay, it will save also for recreation. So we thought that this is an alternative that we have for this country in order for us to have enough power to drive our industry, because we believe in industrialization, as well as to export this power to other neighboring countries. It doesn't has got a capacity to generate enough. So if we are able to conserve this water as opposed to allow it to go to the Indian Ocean, when it is within our country, there are no international protocols, because it's our water, it's within Zambia. So we are able to do what we can do with our tributaries. Unless when you talk about the actual river, so Zambezi River. So this is what we are saying.
Well, 5 minutes before we go, I would like first to speak a bit about politics. We have less than 200 days to go before Zambia goes to the general elections. How confident, Mr. President, are you that you will form government in August?
Well, we are very confident in the sense that we have a program. They should not look at our faces. They should not look at where we are coming from. They should look at our ideas. What alternative ideas do we have? So this is what we are offering the Zambian people, who we are. And we have a record. We served before in various administrations. Now, when we served as a Minister of Western Province Minister, Works and Supply Deputy Minister, Commerce and Trade Minister, and Defense Minister, what is it that we did during our time there when we were offered that, when we had that opportunity to serve the people of Zambia? Did we do anything wrong? Then they should discard us. But if within our time we served well, then the Zambian people can give us an opportunity to say, look, let's give these guys, they have a program. Because we have a program. We have done research. We are out there spending time in those villages, spending time everywhere, and see exactly what is it that we can do alternatively to better our economy. And we've identified one thing, that our education system has been very weak. So we have said we are going to name this sector not a social sector. Okay? Education will not be treated as a social sector. It will be treated as economic, as the mother of economic sectors. We will name it education, research, and technology. We know that out of research, that's where you get things done properly. We have said that. We are not going to implement anything in government or decision. It will be based on research. Research has to be done to say, this policy that we are bringing, what effect is it going to have to the people of Zambia? So that is what we have said. And we also target technology. We get our young people, go out there to those countries, be trained there, and bring them here so that we give them what to do now to develop this country so that they are able to do technological advanced things through that education. And we will not design this economy based on anyhow. No, we will look at every training that we give our people, our young people, will be researched and to make sure that there is an economic need of that particular endeavor.
In conclusion, Mr. Vice President, it's been often said that there's no one single political party that can oust the UPND in the August elections, and that there's been a call for opposition to unite. Are you considering any alliance ahead of the August elections?
President, our constitution for the new focus provides for flexibility to alliances. And so the cry of the Zambian people, yes, we are actually listening to it, and we are paying attention to say, what do people need? Because we are listening to people so much, and we would like people also to listen to our proposals so much. So yes, we have a provision that gives us that mandate. But how do we engage into an alliance as the new Focus Party? We have a manifesto. You know, sometimes the people ask, President Siamunene and your team, why is it that you didn't just go to join another party? Because there are so many parties. Yes, it's understood. There is true. That's a good concern. But we have a manifesto that we have put for ourselves. And so the selection of, we will be very, very careful. The Zambian people are aware of the squabbles that are going on in different opposition parties, and that's why the first call I was talking about it, and unfortunately he was actually talking to us who have not been part of those squabbles. New Focus Party is not in the squabbles at the moment, so we have a manifesto. Now we will be very careful into selection of the partnership and alliance, because we would like to make probably our fellow opposition that you cannot do the same things that others have been doing in the past.
Invited for you to join the UPND alliance. Would you join?
We have a manifesto that we believe in.
Would you? Because you're speaking about the possibility.
We will compare their manifesto. We will compare as a party, not as an individual. As an individual, I'm a New Focus member, and so what I'm saying, presenter, is that, let me finish this sentence. I'm saying that we will compare. We will look at the political parties. You cannot be approaching the issue in the same way, year in, year out, new government, the government in, government out. You are using the same approach and you expect different results. It's not possible. So people must pay attention to our manifesto that we are sharing with them, so that they can see the difference between the New Focus Party and oppositions that have not given them manifesto.
Honorable Siamunene and Honorable Nicholas Kumbukani Banda, both former cabinet ministers and now respectively President and Vice President of the New Focus Party. Thank you so much for making the time and giving your alternative programs that you have for the Zambian people.
We are so grateful.
Thank you very much.
We thank you for having us and also for the listeners speaking to us.
All right, that's the program for tonight. We've been joined in by Honorable Nicholas Kumbukani Banda, new Focus Party Vice President, as well as Honorable Siamunene, who is new Focus Party President. On behalf of the entire production crew, thank you so much for watching. My name is Andrew Mwansa. Till Sunday for Costa and Monday for another edition of Diamond Live. Good night for now.